All right, good morning, guys. Summer's really here. It's 6 something and it's bright out. I'm gonna take a shower and wake up sweaty and stinky. And then, actually, guess what we're gonna do? I'm gonna add more depth to this guy because it feels incomplete. This is this is annoying me too much. Just truthfully, it needs some more depth. And then, because look, you see like this darker green back here. I need to layer that throughout this upper part, and I think it'll add more depth, especially like right here, right? So it's like more transitional because like I have a lot of green there, but I don't think it's enough. Um, yeah, because then I can like add something here and then go over it again. Yeah, I'll do my best. I hate that I'm touching it up again, but I literally can't stand looking at it. I really can't. TikTok keeps spamming me with cheap apartments in my city. I would love it, but like, you gonna give me the money? All right. So looking at the painting, the light is coming in from this direction, right? So when I'm thinking about the perspective that is offered by these trees, it needs to be done in two ways. One, this has to be popping out, right? Like these flowers pop out, this has to be popping out. So the light here, I want to, because it's arcing, right? So there needs to be depth here, here. This is our challenge area. And the way I'm going to be going about that is by using some harsher greens, some darker greens to really like embolden that. So if I think, if I go like here, if I go like here, and then like have a darker green, right? Like blah blah blah. It'll be like half half. So it's like peeking out. Let's try it. Dead ass perfect inspiration. So let's look at how these leaves are getting hit, right? So you have the sun peeking through. That's the lightest value. That is what I have most prominent. Then you have the yellow. It shifts to the kind of green, right? And like over here would be the darkest, right? And if we look up here, it like peeks through, dark, peeks through, peeks through, peeks through. That's how we're showing the depth. So let's try replicating. So I have a cup. So let's make this. My green paint is running low. It's kind of expected. I use a lot. Probably need to go on a paint run soon. Alright. I want it to be darker, right? Because if we use like a regular green, like we did down here, actually it could work. So let me switch you up. Okay. So first, we're going to be doing it at like a downward angle because it's like showing its form, right? If you pay attention to how it looked out there, everything was draping down, and I feel like all the highlights that I have don't exemplify that like droopiness. Right, it's coming in from this way. So it's like I'm kind of breaking my rule, but like I really couldn't stand looking at this. I needed to do something with that. the first layer. And then I need to add a darker spot to that. So I'm gonna give it a second to breathe. I'm gonna add if I add black, it's gonna gray it out. I'm gonna add a tiny bit of red. That's not a tiny bit, so whatever. Yeah, I should probably use this brush for it. Yeah. Okay. So then you can use this to add prominence to the depth. Yeah. And give it a second to breathe. Okay. Add some more. Okay. Is that more gray? I don't know. I don't have more than gray. I don't remember even how I made it. Okay. I think I need one last color or one last shade to exemplify the difference. So now I can add a hint of black. I think when this dries, it'll look better from how I feel. But I think this last bit of shading is gonna make it worth it. I think it's gonna help provide the contrast that I want. That's too much. Okay. very last thing is adding some final highlights of like pastel yellow. Has to be quick. They're gonna work like plain green in here. Got like the mix right here. That's good enough. I feel better about that. It's not perfect, but like, it doesn't feel like a fucking eyesore anymore. Alright, cool. Like, that feels more complete to me. I feel like the focal point is on here as I want it to be. And like, you can tell that there's like supposed to be some depth to the tree and that it's supposed to be highlighted, but it's not too much. Like, overall, like, it's not perfect. Just need to practice. And like, let's see. You step back, it works a bit more. Like, you know that's the focus. You know that's in the background. You know it's like pulled in, but not like that. Cool. All right. So tonight, look at all these paints. So don't know how I'm gonna use them, but we're gonna be starting with this thing tonight. Don't even know what. It's gonna be something abstract. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So on this morning, I'm gonna take some time to like try drawing trees so I can understand like how light affects form in like a gross conglomerate of entities, you know? Because when I'm painting, that is what I'm trying to figure out. So let's go take a step outside and enjoy ourselves. All right, let's go draw outside real quick. I'm gonna take my Monstera outside because I can't provide her the light she needs in here, and I know she would love the sunlight. So let's go do that. Hi guys and girls. Alright, so we have two entities in front of us, aka trees. So we have this one first, then we have that one. I'm gonna draw this one first and see what I can make out of it. Alright, this is my attempt with the left hand, this is my attempt with the right. It's not bad, you just can't tell what the fuck is happening. So I'm like too focused on the detail. So what I'm gonna do on the second page is draw this one. It's right in front of me. Alright, this is what I just did with my right hand really fast. An exercise that I wanna do is like try to show like this planter exclusively through shading, like with no like guidelines or anything. So let's try it. Not terrible for something I did in like 2 seconds. Let's draw that. So this is like a nice little morning exercise, honestly, and thinking about how light affects form somewhat. I'm happy to use my right hand to draw for now, at least. Or with this, I don't know. I'll be mixing it up, honestly. I'm happy practicing with both sides, because it's like, for the details when drawing, I can't do the details with my left hand. I can do like the gross shadows that take up a lot of space, but once we start trying to lay out the framework for what is separating these two elements in the shadow, that is where I feel like I get lost, right? Because like when we look at the last drawing that I did, I have those elements there, but I feel like they're mostly separated by the hatching above all else. So like what are we gonna do with that? So later today, we're gonna do another study, or probably while I'm at my car dealership. We're gonna just look at something and draw it, really focusing on like the shadows and how the shadows like really help the figure and form of something. In the painting, I recognize that. I feel like being able to do a decent job with that gradient helped me, but when looking out in nature, that's where I feel like it's a different battle, I feel like. So we'll practice. Yeah, this feels so much better. Alright, so we're gonna go grab something for breakfast. And then I'm gonna get some new earbuds. And then we're gonna go draw at the computer. I love this tree so much. I look at these trees and I can't stop thinking about how I would recreate it. You know, how would I shade it as a drawing? How would I go about layering it as a painting? I can't stop thinking about it. You know, every day I kind of understand why my grandmother is so adamant about talking to cashiers and like not using anything self-service, because it's like convenience is poison. You know, I come in and I just picked up my breakfast and it's like I totally can just order on the app, you know, but I'm losing that very small bit of human interaction. Like, I feel like every day is another reason why, like, oh, we should make things more streamlined so you're interacting with people less so they can do their job more and you can get back to work too. But it's like, what's the point, you know? Like, I didn't even talk to her that much, but it's literally just like, oh, hey, how are you? Good. You know, like, thank you, you know? But it's like that very brief, short, damn near meaningless experience is entirely circumvented, and I just order on the app. Order on the app, I see my name, take it, bang, I'm out. No interaction, no nothing. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like human interaction like deserves more. America Core. Like, I get it. I really do. Because I would steal it. I deadass just walk back and forth between the store. Just because, like, Lowkirk, I'm being impatient, but, like, it's like 8 a.m., bro. Why is everything taken? The store is empty. Why is everything taken? This is what we mean, bro. We need people to work, like, human jobs. Look, bro, if we're gonna automate everything, like, let's bring back social interaction. But I guess our slave masters don't really care for that. I saw a $50 Fortnite card. Where did I park? Oh, I parked up there. Alright, let's go to the dealership and draw and eat and yeet. And what else rhymes? I don't know. Don't care. I look at this. Like, imagine how I would go about painting that. I would have to use like the grayish color and then fade it up, and then look at that flower. And then it's like thinking about the detail. So it's like I would save the detail for the top and have the main part just be like a blur. This is cool. This is what I tried to do. It's difficult. I feel like I'm gonna have to run into like really hard stuff. So this is with my right hand. This is with my left hand. Like that. This is how we're ending. Okay, I'm bored of drawing.
Oh, say that again.
Okay, I'm back home. Can't stop looking at the trees. Like, painting them would be so nice. Because I'm not good at drawing. Not anymore. I lost that skill. But, like, painting, it's, like, literally, like, I'm imagining it. Like, you have your first layer of, like, a brown. I'll show you. Look at that house over there, right? So, you have your first layer of a brown, and then you do the darkened shadows, which would go under, and you do the highlights on top. And you can do the extra highlights for where it's really green, and like, and you can even say like it's a bit yellow on the tips, Right? If we come over here, it's like the same thing. Really pretty, but eh. I come home to the wind's that powerful. I haven't been treating you right. I'm sorry. Oh no, you're not doing good. Here I thought she wasn't doing good, but look at them roots. Look at them roots. Healthy and happy. Awesome. Cool. 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 You're just traumatized. So currently I'm playing Origins. I just got the ice staff, and you know what this reminded me of? So back in middle school, when I was really into art too, my middle school teacher, Mr. Wethington, gave me the sketchbook, and I wrote the code in here because I was a Origins grinder. Back in Black Ops 2, I would actually be playing on a CRTV literally right here, and my bed used to be here. Good memories, good memories. Now I'm like reliving it as an adult. I always forget where this last tombstone is. Literally was walking around for like 10 minutes. Just had my first down. I'm torn between just trying to finish this game before work and enjoying myself, or if I should practice my guitar. I think I'm gonna practice my guitar after work, and then for like 30 minutes, and then we'll do our painting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Not terrible. I enjoyed it. So it's like 2:22 right now. So I am gonna, I don't know, put my head down, do something else. I don't know. I got work in a bit. Okay, so what I'm gonna be doing now is I want to make a hardstyle kick that like has been running in my head. So I'm gonna take this one over here and just so you hear it. So yeah, let's expand. So yeah, we're gonna make our own version of that. So let's break it down. Okay, so if we look at how it's comprised, it's in two parts. This first part, which is like the kick, and like a screech, and then the second part, which is like the vroom. So let's make our own. Okay, so first thing I'm doing is I actually took a guitar sound from the Odin 3 VST, and then I played that, so I'll let you hear that. Right, just one chord. And then after I took a snare and slowed it down and changed its pitch down and put the gain all the way up, so we get this, which is like a nice like screech, kind of like this one, but like on a lower tone. So then if we layer them together, we get Leos. Alright. So immediately I feel like it needs like more reverb. But it's also like I want it so it's like they're meshing into each other, right? Let's see. Something like that. Okay, so this is what I came up with. Not terrible. I think I need the guitar to fade out a bit more. Okay, listen to this. Yeah, I'm gonna save that. Let's make something. Okay, let's hear this. Alright, and now let me add some kicks. Or some bass. Look at that. I like that. So let's make another one, but without as much of like a distorted like screech, or like I want one that has more like oomph to it, like that other hardstyle kick. Like we hear this, and then we hear our other one. It sounds like a gunshot, but this has like so like we're partially there. We need something else. So the part that like catches me with it isn't the intro, the kick, that super screech. It's this. So if we break down how I did this one, it's kind of like in the inverse, right? I have the snare being like super high, and then the screech is lesser. So what we can do is fuck with it and see what we can do. All right, made another one. That sounds crazy. Okay, just looking at the difference between these two is crazy. Okay, it was actually wrong. This is what it looks like. All right, let's listen. So this is just the sound. We need to distort this just a little bit. Ooh, listen to that. All right, and let's hear them stacked. Ooh, that's fun. Let's hear that. Ooh. I like that. I'm saving that. All right, so we have this portion from the Bloodfire King, which I really like, and I'm just gonna like incorporate and figure out how to use it in my own way. Cause like if I just stack it here, or like about here, oh goodness, or here, listen, yeah. And where's that like? I think it's you. Or is it you? Ooh, you hear that? So that's how that sounds. Let's make this even deeper. Change the pitch. Ooh! Hold on, let's blow that out. That's too deep, but break spirit. Alright, it sounds like a growl. Alright. And you see this part? This is what we're gonna do. Evil. We're just gonna repeat it. Yeah, now listen to this shit. Ooh! Right, let's hear it, let's hear it, let's hear it, let's hear it. Okay. So with a noise like that, we need to like an equally like gnarly kick to it. I'm gonna record it, but so this is what it sounds like. Crazy, and then this is it with the butt kick. Like you really feel it there, but I want like if I'm gonna have that, it needs to be like terrifying you. Okay, and this is how it sounds quickly putting them all together from what we just made. Ooh. So we're about to go to work, but I kept playing with it a little more, and I actually really liked how it sounds. So tonight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play with the bass guitar, see if I can come up with like any riff or like just a simple flow that I like that could go with it. Cause it's just hard hitting, and then maybe like put some vocals on there. Cause I already know what I want to name it. I want to name it Industrial Hormone. Maybe art is like killing my brain, bro. But like literally think about that. Literally just imagine like the dark green splash over there, and then I just have the lighter green splashes over there, and then I can like dabble the outer rims of it with like a little bit of yellow and have it contrast with the blue background. Yeah. Okay, I finished the song. I don't know if I should add lyrics to it, honestly. I don't think that's a now issue, but you know. This is all kicks. Yeah. Okay, I let my dogs breathe. So now I swallowed some grape skin. So now we can practice the guitar. Okay, that's that. Let's go paint. I'm excited for that, man. Okay, so we're starting on our big hubba today. This will definitely be like, I would say at least a 2-day project, probably more, but it's gonna be abstract, so I don't mind. This just gets to be like pure freeform, especially as I find my rhythm with drawing as well. I think it's gonna be healthy. I think I need to see where my paints are at by next Friday. Okay, let me with the canvas. How soft do I gotta be with you? That's the real question. What can you handle? Look at that. Ooh, that dirty water. Yeah. So something I was thinking about was I need to stain this. You know, it's that pure white. No, I need something dark for like a black canvas. I think this in size would be too much. But I think one day I would love to do like a planned painting with one this size, like I did with the other one, with the roses. I think that would be fun to do, especially of nature. Like as we saw earlier in the vlog, I'm gonna do this with my right hand actually. No, I shouldn't capitulate. But literally, like as we saw with the vlog earlier today, literally, it's just so much. Or it's not so much. It's just looking at nature right now. It really has me paying attention to like the entire entity of an object and like how the light and shadows like really affect their view of it, because like you have like what it is, but then you have how it's viewed because of the world around it. You know, I feel like drawing really helps you capture what it is, whereas painting, you have to capture the world of it, which also like creates two different atmospheres, emotions, something, you know, because simply just capturing what it is takes a lot of structure, takes a lot of practice, whereas with just painting, you can be much looser with it, but it'll speak to you, you know, like, look at this, like, just simply using this dirty water, there's depth to it, like, it already created its own world. So now how does black add to that? Ooh, I like this. I feel like I can do so much more. But the smaller canvases, I really had to like be very mindful. But with this, I feel like I can really let go. What's up with this area? Yeah, it's just how I'm dabbling with it and the paints, I guess. There's something here. It's talking to me. Bro. I don't know what it says, but that's what we're learning. I just need more black. So it's getting built, and also I think I need a way better easel than whatever small shit I got right now. Like, this thing is nice, but maybe I'm just being too forceful. I don't know. We live and learn, I guess. Probably need to turn off some lights. Hold on. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Egregore. Egregore. I really like that song. One that I'm gonna be making today, I don't even know if I'm gonna add lyrics to it. Actually, so the version that you hear in the time lapse, I don't even know if it's gonna be the final. I wanna add some guitars to it and like see how that goes. I wonder what this has to say. Let me get every area. No part of this isn't going. Like, untouched, fuck that. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. That means something. Okay, I just want to turn off the light. Yeah. This is something. I don't know what I am. So Instinct is telling me to use the colors that I already have out. So what we're gonna do next is use like the green mix from this morning. Yeah, let's do it. Trees of Tar. Oh man, yeah. Trees of Tar. Oh, I'm fucking like bad poem. Okay, that wasn't even bad. Actually, it meant a lot to me at the time. I'm talking about my first project, the Hell demo, which like is like prepared me. Or yeah, it is my first project. It means something a lot to me. Like I feel like it's the scariest thing I've ever made, just because like how I made it. Like it's just like there's a lot of tension that went into it, and like right now, my music, it follows me in a more pleasurable attitude. But with the Hell demo, I wanted something that was unnerving, you know? And I don't know, like, if I could ever recreate that. Because, like, my music really speaks to me in a manner. So it's just like, I'm venting in a way. Yeah, I am venting in a way. And it captures my world in a pretty accurate manner. You know, it captures all elements of me. You know, I feel like it captures what my bodily history is for that time period, for how I was maneuvering myself. I feel like it shows a good image of what my like world felt and sounded like in a way. And I feel like it also shows like how I was spiritually. You know, I found my music as like something spiritual for me. So like that expression is like a very healthy manner in which I can like breathe, let go, and grow. You know, I feel like it holds myself accountable for paying attention to the life that I have been living. You know, and like that leans back into this whole philosophy of maximizing my self-expression and everything. But like, that's what it is. Like, it has its own mixtures. It goes in its own way, man. I'm like destroying this. This kind of looks like a rose. Will it stay? I don't know. Oh no, the paint fell. I need like a tarp. Oopsies. I feel like a lot of my art is like about revealing inner horror in a way. I don't know. Yeah, I guess that can be said. You know, a lot of the shadow work and such. But that doesn't also mean it's like horror as well. I'm just like using harsher language with it. I'm literally just using all the red from earlier. Because I just want this to be abstract. You know, something I thought about earlier today was how I feel like I'm like reliving my middle school years, but like thoroughly enjoying it. And like, I don't know, I really felt that with just playing Origins earlier, doing all this art again, you know, even in the music a little too. I mean, I wasn't making music in middle school, but I don't know, just like the the unapologetically me aspect to it. You hear the water? Getting in there. Okay. This is like enough. Are these colors still alive? Let's see. That can work. Yeah. Like reliving my middle school years or my joys from back then. Because like a lot of this talk about friendship, it's like when I went to high school, I felt like I really put a mask on myself to like try and fit in. Cause it was like my two friends that I had, or basically what I felt like was like the majority of the friend group that I had in middle school. We didn't go to the same high school, or I didn't go to the same high school as them for the most part. And even then, even back then, I don't think I was the best at like keeping in touch with people. But like new schools and everything back then. So I ultimately like changed myself to fit in. Yeah, you know, and like back in middle school, like there was a little bit of it, but I feel like high school is like where it's really and that's where I feel like this real disdain for my past really started to get built up. Cause it's like I don't want to I don't want to think about the past. I want to keep going forward and making the new life I have. And it's not even in like no disrespectful way. I just there's nothing in the past for me. I feel like it's like a very darkened thing, or I don't know. I think of it as a positive. I don't know. I think of it as like a positive. Like it shows growth. It shows like you're evolving as a person. Like there's nothing wrong with it, but it's uncomfortable changing, and that's something I'm really dealing with right now. It's not even like the change from high school to college. I feel like it's just growing up as a whole. New responsibilities are coming. The social dynamics that I've been used to for my whole life are really changing. My self development is changing. My interests change. The people I hang around change. My morals change. You know, and it's like, whoa, like what you mean by morals? But it's like I feel like I've become a much more empathetic person. you know? Ooh, make some green in there. So yeah, like I've changed, but I'm also the same. You know, I've changed in a way where it's like I stopped lying to myself, and it took a lot of crashing and burning to get there. You know, and it's like the traumas we face growing up and such affect our perceptions of self and like what we settle for, you know? You'll put up with disrespect so much longer than you ever needed to just because you don't know how to respect yourself and what standards you want for yourself. And it's really tough to set those standards after you've like been in that position for so long because not having standards is your normal. So it's like, oh shit. Now like I actually like need to set a bar for myself. Oh shit. Oh shit. Like, okay. What is the life that I want and what the fuck does it look like? Uh-oh. Oh that's scary. You know. For me, I didn't think about that for a very long time. And not even because like I didn't want to think about my future or anything. Just I had no faith in the future or in myself. You know, ultimately, it was me saying, I don't even think you got what it takes to make that life you want. And a piece of me agreed. And I was like, oh shit. Now what do I want? But then life has a funny way of like testing you to really see like what standard you'll really settle in for. Because like there comes a point where it's like, no, I want something better for myself, or you choose a life that genuinely doesn't suit you, you know? And like, at what point is it that your past behaviors stop inhibiting your current mindset, or do they ever? You know, they always. I mean, I don't know much about psychology, but they always have an effect. The real question, I guess, is when do you like? At what point do you have to say like you want it? When do you learn to like recognize? That's a real thing. When do you learn to recognize that you deserve better in life? And like, okay, you recognize you want better. What comes after that? Oh, you want better for life. Okay. How are you gonna act on it? How can you make that happen? You know? My friend Alexis talks about, fuck does success even look like for you? You know? What benchmarks are you going to try and use to keep your sanity? And inevitably, I feel like that asks. Yeah, I saw this thing where it was like you could be a featured artist in like some DC show, and I was like, you need at least 10 24 by 24 pieces. I was like, ooh, I was like pulling up to a show with only 3 pieces. That would be hilarious. But like, yeah, I'm gonna be in an art show inevitably. Uh, but yeah, how do you act on the shit that you want, and what stops you from achieving it? Cause like, You know, all life is art and whatnot. That's how I catalog my life. Each painting is its own vlog, LOL. You know, will I go back and rewatch them? I don't know. I kind of do. Yeah, I watch it one time after I upload it for the first time, or before I sleep. I love that this is an abstract piece. I love how it looks right now. It's bold, but I need a picture because I'm gonna change it. Yo, I take a step back. That looks interesting. Cool. I love this. Ooh, the drip on there. Cool. There's a fly in here. I definitely let it in. Is it a fly? Seems like a pretty big fly. Huh, I wonder when it came in. Is it a fly or a beetle? I don't know. Alright, this has to be darker. Okay. I'm gonna let that beam for a second. Is it a fly or a beetle? Oh, imagine it gets caught in the painting. That would be really cool. What do I want to add to it next? I love that gray. Oh, I think that's pretty. So we're gonna have light blue, purple, or it's lilac. It's lilac. It's lilac. It's not purple. It's lilac. Don't crucify me. We're gonna have like a regular blue. All right. Then let's do it. Where is that? Not this brush. This brush. I'm like being so extra about painting my pants, but like, I love it. I love it. Alright. I love that like, there's no way like, it's all fully dried. So it just keeps mixing in there. It's like, you just see me introduce a color, and look at the black, it's still wet, yes. So literally like, it's just, I love it. It's just getting mixed in there. It's like ugly. Yeah. Okay. And we'll bring back this bigger brush. Just these two. Yeah. Just fuck it up. Like, what were you thinking? Like you're ruining it. Oh my gosh.
terrible. Look at that, it doesn't mesh at all. It's just a gray mess. Look what you did to it. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I need to let it dry. For real. Especially that centerpiece. Okay, I'm gonna let it wait a second. How long are you recording? Not terrible.
Okay, so back upstairs while it dries for a second. I want to think about how I can like add guitars to this because I want to go crazy on this.
Alright, and like that, we're back. I was finishing up the song. I added guitars. You're not gonna hear that. I don't know when I'll drop it, but it sounds fucking awesome. Okay, so to get back to what we're doing here, color shift. Just wait. I don't have like a straight purple. Okay. Alright. Well, I know what I'll do then. This is gonna look crazy, and I know for a fact it's like not dry yet. Yeah. Okay. So this purple color. You have lilac. I could definitely darken lilac. How are we gonna go about that? Gonna do the forbidden and add a hint of black. So where am I gonna do it? Who knows? Actually, I'll just add it in this old red and see how that turns out. Oh, well, I just grabbed the glob. I think it'll go well. Yeah. Yeah, it worked out fine. Is the red gonna reactivate? Who knows? Let's find out. It's mixy. The color's changing. Something I like? I don't know. Something. Yeah. Put some green on there. Just getting it all in there. It's like a saddish color. Alright, my right hand. Okay. I feel like I'm just being like unnecessarily messy. But hey, maybe that's how we get paint. How did I make that? Where did they even put it? Covered it up. I'll use a different brush. Look. It's an interesting effect having it go on after. Look how much it dribbled down. Didn't even finish what I wanted to do over there anyway. Thank you for the reminder. It's like certain parts of this is like talking to itself. I'm making this a 2-day piece. This is just laying the background. Came back and didn't add all that much. Oh, no, I need to add more. Shit. I was too excited to go. Because I want to add something back here. It's abstract, but it talks to me, it talks to me, it talks to me. Just trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. Okay. I have so much paint. Hikey, I think I'm being wasteful with them. They're like, hashtag learning and growing and other positive adjectives. Bro, I wish I could do the metal voice. Like, I'm not gonna. Alright, let's mix. Mixy. I wonder what's gonna come out from this. I'm interested to see how it'll turn out. Especially from what we had earlier in it. That red layering, that was really beautiful. That could have been its own painting. That's why I took a picture. I was like, ooh, this is special. Yeah. You know, all that talk of trying to layer the green, that's literally just what I'm doing. So like, will it stick? Who knows? You know, painting is so much more, it's so like, it's just as interesting as drawing, I feel. Just in its own regard, because it's like, what's the amount of skill that it takes, you know? And it's like, I feel like style with painting is so much more forgiving because of like what goes into it. I feel like painting is something very emotive. You know, I feel like it taps into the more like unknown parts of the psyche. You know, And I feel like that's like what all art is doing, just tapping into the unknown in its own regard. Where to put the dark? Yeah. Okay. I'm satisfied with that for today. That says something. That says something. It says this message. This painting has a message. And tomorrow we're gonna use smaller brushes and get more intricate with it to see what it has to say.